Tracy's Pages, my world full of paper. Hey, I just thought I would start showing some of my previous layouts so I can practice, you know, with camera shots and talking, and if you will put up with me, I'd really appreciate it. So I'm Tracy, I'm from New Zealand, I'm 53, I have been scrapbooking for say 20 years. I have 2 children, both boys, Wade and Bradley. I have 2 grandchildren, Tanner and Freddie, and they are the main focus of my scrapbooking, of course, with another little one on the way in June. I was introduced to scrapbooking 20 years ago by my very dear friend Sue. I'd gone round for a coffee, as we do, and her and a friend, hers, Katrina, were scrapbooking, and I was watching and I was asking lots of questions, as you do, and I was actually quite enthralled at what they were doing, and I asked if I could do a page. That was it, I was hooked. And this is the very first page I did, and this is Wade's album, so I'll start with his because I've got it out. So yeah, my very first page that I did, and you'll see as we go through all my albums one by one that I have no rhyme or reason to my scrapbooking. I have no set favoritisms. I like to copy layouts, I like to design layouts. Thank you to those of you that did Christy's 30 days. My day was day 7. I was going to say day 12 then, day 7, and oh, I loved your the layouts that I saw so much. I've followed most of them on Christy's thread or the link on the Facebook thing with them. Oh, I was just so amazed by what people can do. Absolutely love them. Anyway, thank you so much. Now let's ramble on a bit more. So yep, this was my very first page, and as I say, this is all Wade. This is Wade's album. That was, of course, his birth, as you see. Very basic, very basic. Yeah, very young me. This is my grandfather and Wade. These two had such a close bond. They loved each other dearly. Oh. So, if I hold it up, you'd probably be able to see both pages. That was Christmas. I don't stick to Facebooking rules. I do what I want. Sometimes it turns out great, sometimes it doesn't. Now, it's actually quite hard to get scrapbooking supplies down here in New Zealand. There's not very many stores, as I've mentioned before. My closest proper scrapbooking dedicated store is a 3-hour drive to Timaru. The scrapbooking shop's called Embellish It. They have some lovely stuff. They do come to Christchurch once or 4 times a year, and we have a crop day and she brings the shops up. There's another crop that I go to once a month. She has a little bit of a store, so I can get stuff from there. Our main store in Christchurch would be Spotlight, which doesn't carry very much anymore. We can buy a lot online, of course, but we have to take out a second mortgage to cover the postage and the shipping. So I do buy a bit from overseas. Up until September, I was getting a monthly kit from My Creative Scrapbook, which I really liked. That was just a dabble into what there was. I used to get, let me see. You know, I've tried lots of kits, let's put it that way. I can't think what they're called. Another really good company in New Zealand is called Imaginif, that also have a product line called 3/4 Design, and they have some amazing stuff. I think they have some stockers in America. I will link Imaginif. Not that you guys would want to buy anything, because the shipping would be horrendous for you too. But I will link some local Facebook page. Some supplier names. Get a bit flustered there. Anyway, so this was a 2-page layout that I did. As I say, no rhyme or reason. I didn't have a die cut machine. I didn't have my Cricut, which is over there with my coffee cup and my mess. I didn't have any of that. This was all cut out by stencils and an X-Acto knife, I think you call it. We call them a Stanley knife or a craft knife. Sorry if there's any glare and if this is moving around too much. This is, you know, as I say, all cut out with a Stanley knife. And you can tell, so, you know, my first pages to a lot of pages feel very unfinished, but I'm not changing them because that's what I was doing 20 years ago, as you can see. I think there's a few more stockists or shops in Auckland, because this is where I was when I started. This is from a Close to My Heart. In Dunedin, a rep used to have a monthly crop, and this was just a kit of some pages that she had for that day, and this is what I've made out of it. Very young me. I don't do Christmas very often, and as you can see, I don't actually scrapbook chronologically. I just see a picture that I like and I do it and I go from there. That's sorry if there's any background noise. It sounds like my boy's just woken up from Wade's school. Did a Halloween dress up thing. We don't actually celebrate Halloween here in New Zealand, but it was quite fun to dress up for the kids and what have you. This is a black and white layout I did for White with One colour. It's another Facebook page, White with One. Rugby's a big deal down here. It's his first year playing rugby. So Wade is now 30, just coming up 30 in September. He has 2 boys of his own, and as I say, another one on the way. This was from a kit. I can't remember which kit it was, but oops. Hello Christopher, this is Wade's father. So some other things about me. I like scrapbooking obviously, and I love my motorbike. I love my animals. I'm really big into music. Good New Zealand group, if anyone wants to know, is called The Feelers. They are, you know, check them out on Spotify or YouTube. Tell me what you think. So that's The Feelers. It's my favourite New Zealand group. So yeah, big into, of course, spending time with my grandsons, not my grandfather. So this is another one, very simple, and I feel I really want to go back and fix them, but if I do that, I'm just taking away the fact that, you know, this is what I did way back when. And I actually think this page here, my son Wade did himself on his school camp, so I put that in his album. This is another double layout. Got a motorbike, and thought it was really cool to set up pallets, as you can see. You can see that. Action shots. I'm actually jumping over things. Sorry about the movement on the camera. Every Easter we have a big show in Auckland for the Easter show, so this is a year I took them. But yeah, no, so I don't scrap in, as I say, chronological order. I just find pictures and think it's really cool. They were going, this is when Lord of the Rings was out. This was the day my nephews here, these 2 of my nephews, had come up to play for the day, and they wanted to play Lord of the Rings, so I think they were being orcs. Again, it doesn't look finished, but I'm not going to do anything because, as I say, this is how I was scrapbooking 20 years ago. I do like collage pages. This is Wade in the school Kapahaka group. Now Kapahaka is for the New Zealand Indigenous people, the Māori. This is a dance or a group they do where they show off their war dances and their paufuris and their waiatas. That's really quite cool. This is a year Wade competed in a competition. He came 3rd, I think it was, the Young Farmer competition at the AMP show, which is like a farm show day. I don't know if you have them in America. See, Chris is sticking out. This is 3-week battle in hospital. So I've got boxes and boxes and boxes of photos of Wade and my son Bradley that I have to, as you see, there's big gaps, there's lots that I need to catch up with, and I'll do it one day. I might retire. This is Wade with his rat, if you can see it, his pet rat Molly. This is after we'd run away to first live in the South Island, me and the kids. We won't go into backgrounds on that, but it was the best thing we ever did. And as you can see, this was the day the school went, Mackenzie High School went up the mountains and they went snowboarding. I've just realised I've used two of the same photos in that, but yeah. This is when we first moved down there. We'd gone to the ice skating rink. As I say, very basic. Probably one of my very first attempts at what you call mixed media. I had no idea. I just thought I'd find a stencil and put some paint on the page, but there you go. This is a layout I have done for a kit club I'm in. Now what the kit club is a Facebook group of friends, but most of them are in the North Island, where we make up a whole page kit and sketch, and we send off bi-monthly to the girls that sign up. So at the beginning, the month before, we all put down our names and say, yep, we want to be included in this month's kit swap, and we make up a sketch and we provide everything that's needed for the layout apart from the photo. And this was mine. I think I took my inspiration from Precious Paper's Papergraph for this one. Absolutely love her stuff as well. And I started going once a week when I was living in Dunedin to a scrapbooking class. We used to run once a week at the shop down there that's no longer there. Once a week we'd go in and they'd do page layouts or give you papers and come up with what you wanted, and this is the one of those. This is another one. I think this is using Echo Park, an Echo Park kit that I did at the class. And this was my snow day one, so that was a double page layout. Yes, my son's an idiot standing out in the snow in his underwear. This is one I've made up with scraps. I do scrap a lot with my scraps because, hey, we don't like paper waste. This is Wade and his dog mate. Oops. My son Wade, both my sons, funny enough, are chefs. Bradley is training to be a chef and Wade is head chef at a restaurant, and this was when we worked together in Dunedin. Sorry, I'm moving around. At one of the big stadiums, Wade was cleaning the oh, my stickers have come off, I have to fix that. Cleaning the ovens, the combi ovens. And here he is getting tattoos. It runs in the family. I kind of like tattoos myself. That's my favourite one. And that's another one. I can't remember what I've done that for. But yeah, so that's book one of Wade. I will, as I say, keep practicing. I will probably do one a day for the next few days just so I can get confident with talking and using the different sorts of scans to video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, you know, tell me what you think of my stuff. Feel free, if you saw a layout that you like, feel free to copy it. That's what we're here for. Thank you very much for all of your inspiration from the 30 days of scrapbooking. I loved all of the layouts that I saw again, and come back soon. Thank you.